evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on the RSR Network. The Red Line Racing regular season starts tonight at Talladega, running the NASCAR trucks. It should be a great race with the draft package we have on iRacing. Drivers are currently qualifying. The starting grid is next after the break.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got them for abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show under the world of outlaws.
Welcome back to the RSR Network and the Red Line Racing League. NASCAR trucks at Talladega. We got your starting grid ready and set for you, so let's get straight to that. Starting first, once again, Marty Ray, who dominated the pole position throughout the preseason. Starting second, we have Chris Schieber. Starting third, we got Dakota I'm gonna mess this one up here. Sadalik. And starting fourth, Adam Eisenhower. Starting fifth, we got Matthew Correa. And third, that was row 3. And sixth, we got Jeff Grosclose. Starting seventh, Jason Eisenhower. And in eighth, Stephen Baird. Starting ninth, we got Mark Johnson. And in 10th, Steven Besner. Starting 11th, PJ O'Leary. And starting 12th, Mark Haney. Starting 13th, we got Don Flincham. And in 14th, Matthew Almani. Starting 15th, we got Kyle Higdon. And starting 16th, Danny Jones.
Man, Kevin, it is great to be back after the 1 week off. We're back at the Talladega Super Speedway, and we got good amount of trucks here at Talladega. We got a good group of guys here. 17 trucks going to make the start of tonight's race. Fairly long race, so guys are going to have to mind the P's and Q's. 75 lap for the main event, but it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, there was one guy I did not get on the grid. The number 93, starting 18th, is Chuck Barrett. So that's going to watch for him starting in the last position of this race.
Yeah, we had a good qualifying time so far. Very close, as you expect, at Talladega. Marty Ray, a guy we've seen run up front quite a bit, excuse me. But you know, we got the Eisenhowers in here real quick. Matthew Carreras ran well. But you know, we got a good group of guys. You know, PJ O'Leary ran well the first race we did, Kevin. But you know, it's going to be a drag race. These guys are going to be, you know, trying to find out which lanes works. You know, if you have to be on the outside or the inside. And the other thing, Kevin, we saw this the last couple of races, is making sure you are locked up, bumper to bumper, straight on. Because if not, contact will be made and junk will be out.
Yeah, we're going to get set to go green here shortly. Got 75 laps on tap for tonight. Going to be some fuel strategy, I'm sure, going on. The tire wear is very, you know, don't have to throw that out of the window. So some guys are going to be taking no tires, but you got to be careful. You can get those tires are really warm and you can get a little squirrely. And that pace truck makes that hard left down on a pit road. Getting ready for the start of this race. Marty Ray, green flags in the air. We are racing here in the Red Line Racing League at Talladega.
A little side-by-side action here, Kevin, as they go through turn 1 and turn 2. On the outside is Schreiber. He's got a handful of Eisenhower, but Dakota's getting on the bumper of Marty Ray. They're trying to work their way to maintain the front. Double file back there. Car goes down the apron. That's number 4, Mark Johnson, followed by number 88, PJ O'Leary.
And I think those two right there, they're playing it safe here. They don't want to get caught up in some of the ruckus that we've seen that can happen at these restrictor plate races. So they seem to be taking that easy approach.
Yeah, definitely. Those guys are going to probably hang out in the back for a little while, but they will make their way up to the front. You know, I'm not going to be surprised when they do that because those guys are great super speedway racers. But it's double file, looks to be 4 rows back. And we have a single file and double file behind them.
Yeah, that outside line, you got a couple drivers who are in that outside line trying to gain some momentum, trying to take some advantage here early on in the race. We're only on lap 2.
Yeah, lap 2 of the 75 lap main event. We have, looks to be Chris Schreiber. He is cleared, but he is going to maintain the outside line, not going to give up on Dakota. But Marty Ray leading the inside line. Excuse me, that was Eisenhower on the outside. Jeff Gross closes. He's trying to help on the outside. They kind of check up a little bit, Kevin. So outside lane kind of slowed up a little bit. That's kind of ruined the run that Schreiber had on the outside line.
Yeah, about a half a lap ago, maybe about three quarters of a lap, Adam Eisenhower, you see him getting into that turn there of turn 3, and you see him slip down there to the inside, but you get that momentum, and he just didn't have enough to get in front of the leaders, and the guy in front of him, that 46 is Chris Schreiber.
Contact 78, 24, contact on the outside wall. Danny Jones collected. Matthew Almani with a little bit of damage. Stephen Baird also collected. Looks like Kyle Higdon collected up in that caution. That will be our first caution of the evening.
So we can go to the instant replay here. We focus on the 24. Oh, and you see the 78. Stephen Baird. Had some contact. I think that was the 08 of Steven Besner.
We talked about it before the race that you need to be lined up when you're trying to bump draft. If you get on either corner of the race truck, that's what's going to happen. You know, it's just kind of the way the super speedway racing is with these trucks. So we got to make sure these guys are lined up just right. Otherwise, you know, that contact can be made.
Yeah, you're right about that, Avery. You know, it's still early on in the race, so you know, some guys are patient, some guys are not. Not sure exactly what was going through the mind there of the driver of bumping that bumper, but you know, it just takes a lot of patience around here. You know, some guys just want to get up to the front and stay out of the trouble, and sometimes when you're getting up to the front, you know, you are part of the trouble, and you know, that's just the way how the race goes here at these restricted plate races.
Yeah, there's really no good or bad idea. Trucks that are going to make their way down pit road, that's going to be the 24. Also looks to be the 4, the 88, the 78. So all 4 of the trucks that were involved in the accident. And then we also have Chuck Barrett making his way down pit road, driver number 93. So we have 5 trucks on pit road, going to get some damage repaired or use one of their 2 quick repairs. One thing we didn't have last time, Kevin, was an incident limit. I don't believe we did. So we have 15 incident limits here at Talladega. So, you know, drivers have to be careful with that. You know, incident limits can happen, you know.
You know, that's if I'm a driver in that situation, knowing that I have, you know, 15 incident limit, what that is for our viewers, there's a license system that if there's heavy contact, you get 4 X's. You know, just light contact 2 or very light is 0, or an off track if you get into the grass, that's a 1X. So if you do get into a contact and you run in the grass, it's just a 2X, so it doesn't go to a 3X. And what that is, if they occur, you know, 15 of those, you will be disqualified from the race. And if I'm, like I said, if I'm that driver in that mindset, I'm not going to be wanting to get that side draft that's been known to produce a lot of speed here at these restrictor plate races. So I'm going to be, you know, backing it up a little bit and not getting too close there, Avery.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to get disqualified from the race because of carnage from getting those incidents. But the way I usually run when I have an incident limit, it's not really going to change my driving style until I get about halfway through to where I need to kind of start concerning myself with the incidents. So right now, a lot of these drivers have a 4X, but a lot of these drivers don't have any incidents. So they're just going to try to, you know, mind their P's and Q's, get through the first half of the race, and then worry about making some moves.
It's a long race, you know. We're just getting to completion of lap 5. A couple laps have been run here under caution, so I believe the lights on the pace car are going to be off here, and as indeed they are. So we are set to go green here when they cross the start-finish line next time by.
Danny Jones in pit road. Also the number 93 of Chuck Barrett. Mark Johnson in pit road. P.J. O'Leary in pit road. So these drivers are either getting that car repaired or just coming in and top off on fuel.
You know, this might be a good thing for some of these drivers. They don't want to waste their fast repairs, but, you know, at the same time, you have a 15X incident limit. You know, I at this early in the race, I probably would take one and probably save it for later, because if this race does go green the rest of the way, it can really hinder their chances of winning this race.
It's another side-by-side restart here at the Talladega Superspeedway. Unlike Daytona, the start-finish line is way down there past the tri-oval, so these guys are going to have a little bit of patience and wait until they go green.
See, Marty Ray's going to be starting this race in the lead, and on the outside we have Dakota Sadalik. See if that outside line can gain some momentum here on the restart. Adam Eisenhower is going to have to give Dakota a great push here for that to happen.
Looks like number 24, DuPont Chevrolet, making the way down pit road. That's Matthew Almany.
See, green flags in the air. See, Dakota didn't have the help that he wanted there on that restart, and Marty Ray pulls out a little bit. Doesn't allow Dakota to get to the inside on that 46 of Chris Schieber. Comes right up to that bumper, Marty Ray.
22 makes contact with the 80. 22 of Don Flincham gets up into the outside of Matthew Carrera, driving the number 99, checking up on the bottom.
See that outside line. Not quite getting it done in the turns. You know, the shortest way around the track is on the bottom. And that's the advantage that the bottom line has. As it looks like Dakota does lead this lap. Gets bonus points for leading lap here. See, we're going to go on board here with one of the drivers in the pack, Don Flincham.
Yeah, Don Flincham right now, driver of the number 22. He's right behind the number 15. Jeff Gross close on the inside. It's pretty much a whole single file run except for the two trucks on the outside of Eisenhower and Dakota. Flincham ran well a couple weeks ago. It's good to see him back up in the front part of the pack.
It looks like these drivers are being a little bit more patient here. Not too racy. The outside line, there's only two cars up in the front over there, and see that driver there? It looks like the 88 of, I'm sorry, the 99 of Matthew Correa. You see the distance there from the outside, it has decreased.
Take a look at the 99 and the 80. They're going to start to work together. Nope, the 80 is going to go back down. Mark Canny, the driver number 80, is going to slip down right in front of Jason Eisenhower. Going to try to work their way up a little bit. Look to be very close contact between the 22 of Don Flincham and Adam Eisenhower. Pretty much a single file show except for the three trucks that are really spaced apart on the outside line, Kevin.
Yeah, a couple of these drivers here, you know, you see that they're not too racy right now. When, excuse me, they're going to be pitting here shortly because I think they do run unlimited fuel in these trucks in this league.
Yep, they run 40% fuel, Kevin. So these drivers have a little bit less than a half a tank of fuel, so they're going to take that. Keep that in mind, Kevin, when they're going to make their pit stops, because they obviously can't go what a normal fuel run is. So, but these drivers are used to running with that, Kevin, so this isn't a big deal for them. Only two trucks caught a lap down. Steven Besner, Danny Jones. Besner in the pits, and Jones is running by himself. He's going into turn number 3, about to get lapped.
See PJ O'Leary on the outside there. The drivers who wanted to drop back down at the start of the race, still in the back over here. Pretty quiet, nothing much is going on there.
All right, they're going to be catching Danny Jones. Jones is going to go run the high line. Now he's going to the bottom. We'll see what he's going to do, because they are catching him, and they are catching him fast. Bring on the freight train as they're going to catch up to Danny Jones. Besner going to go another lap down as he exited the pits. Jones running high. Marty Raitt on the inside line. Jones running the high line. Going to put him 2 laps down. Plenty of room here at the Talladega Super Speedway. Maybe Jones can get back into this little pack and, try to stay up with these guys and maybe get a lap back the old-fashioned way. Passing Jones on the inside to put him another lap down.
See the difference in speed there from the pack and the driver who did not have the pack of Danny Jones. That's a 20-mile-an-hour difference plus, so it's going to be tough for him to get back up to this pack here.
Yeah, let's take a look at the top top 3, top 4 drivers. You see a lot of side drafting going right now, trying to break the air to try to, just get around them. They're doing a lot of side drafting right now, and it is still early. Oh, a little contact made with the 88 as he goes down into Don Flincham, the 88 driven by P.J. O'Leary, but everything is just fine.
Yeah, a little scary moment there. I don't know if driver checked up and he was really unaware of P.J. O'Leary. See, he backs out of it a little bit here.
Take a look at the intervals, Kevin. They were tied as they crossed the line, as they're going to catch the number 24 of Matthew Almany. Going to put him 1 lap down. So Almany will be the first driver lap down. So if the caution does come out and he is not involved, Kevin, he will get the lucky dog.
I'm pretty sure he would be very happy if one did come out. Ooh, you can
Contact
see.
made. P.J. O'Leary got a little bit loose as he was trying to bump draft Mark Canny. So he is starting to fall back a little bit. Let's see if he was back in line. He had the opportunity, but he did not take it.
I just think that's a heads-up move by him by not dropping down. It's still early on in the race, and if you drop down in front of that truck, it could be bad news, and he might not check up, and next thing you know, your trucks are going to be around.
Yeah, you definitely need to be careful because it's early, Kevin. You don't really need to force the issue right now. You're just going to kind of just kind of chill for a little while, get all ready to go for that last couple runs to put yourself in a position to win here at Talladega. So right now, just kind of taking their time, enjoying the nice air, enjoying the nice weather inside their computer rooms. So they're just going to just relax, maybe take a sip of whatever beverage they have sitting next to them. I know I do, but we're just kind of relaxing right now, seeing who they can side draft with, seeing who they can run close with. So when they get to that moment, they know who they can run close to and who they can't run close to.
I'm surprised of how close these drivers are getting that side draft here in the front pack, particularly with the leaders. That's cutting it close. One little slip of having some tightness in the car or truck. I'm sorry. It can be a disaster for everyone. You see Dakota Sadalik drops down to the inside as he takes a commanding lead here.
Yeah, that's going to leave Adam Heisenhower to lead on the outside lane, and Mark Canny is going to try to get up to his bumper and push him, but Johnson looked like he was going to go low because Canny left a big old gap, and Canny's going to see if he'll shut the door right here as they go side by side from third on back. We have a good pack here. Almany, the truck that's only 1 lap down, is in the pack. He's getting a little bit of help from the number 88 of P.J. O'Leary. O'Leary kind of wants to get moving, and Almany's kind of like, I just want to sit here for a little while. But, they're just cruising right now, Kevin. Just cruising.
One thing I really like about restrictor plate racing, everyone gets bunched up, and then, there's like some type of chaos contact, and everyone checks up, and it gets spread out a little bit, and slowly but surely everyone gets back up, and it's almost like put a repeat button, and here we go, we have green flag pit stops.
Contact made with the number 16 of number 16, that looked to be Kyle Higdon. He made a little contact with the number 55 of Dakota. So we have the 55, the 65, the 48, the 22, the 15, and the number 80 of Mark Canny. So drivers left on the track in the pack. Contact made! Contact made with Danny Jones, a driver that was 2 laps down. Looks like he had a little bump draft. He kind of went high, and then number 88 kind of had nowhere to go with P.J. O'Leary. That's going to bring out our second caution of the day.
So you're taking a look at the replay here, and what Avery just described, you will see it on your screen momentarily. I don't think there's too much damage on those vehicles. So, lucky break for those who pitted. They will not pit this time, and those drivers will be in front of these trucks who will come down pit road now.
The driver who had the lucky break, if I'm not mistaken, we'll wait till They give the lucky dog was Matthew Almany. He was on the outside of that incident. I'm not sure if he'll be the first one to lead lap down, because Jeff Grosclose was a lap down, but at the time of the caution, I'm not quite sure what it was, but he was in a perfect position to get that lucky dog, and he avoided the accident running on the high line and just avoided those two drivers.
So we'll get the confirmation when he comes around the start-finish line. See, Adam Eisenhower is in the lead. I'm pretty sure we're going to see him down pit road right now, along with the sling of drivers who did not pit on that green flag pit stop.
Most of the drivers going in, the trucks that are staying out are Jeff Grosclose, so if he gets the lucky dog, he'll go this time by. Matthew Almany, he is in the position for the wave around if he doesn't get the lucky dog. Other drivers staying out. Kyle Higdon hasn't made his way to pit road yet. And here comes... No. Matthew Almany, you're going to get your lucky dog, going to go around the pace car like I figured. So the driver staying out was Grosclose, Steven Besner, Marty Ray, Don Flincham. Ray is your leader. And then Chris Schreiber. And then other than that, everybody on back kind of went down pit road except Mark Canny, obviously. So that was about 6 trucks, I believe, Kevin, that came down under that green flag stop. They will take over the top positions.
I think one of those drivers came back down pit road because it looks like Adam Eisenhower is being scored in 6th place. So 5 drivers that did not come down pit road. Unless if I might be mistaken.
Not quite sure. There's a lot going on there. Definitely with that contact that was made to bring out that caution. 2 cautions so far here. We're on lap number 20 of 75 here at the Talladega Super Speedway for the Red Line Racing League.
See, we'll be right back after this commercial break. Welcome back to the RSR Network, the Red Line Racing League NASCAR Trucks at Talladega. It's the first race of the regular season. Marty Ray had a strong preseason, finds himself up in the front. Once again, a familiar face.
Yeah, Marty Ray, he ran for those preseason events. Kevin ran out front quite often. But so is Don Flincham when he ran the last race. So a lot of these drivers are just kind of, getting ready. We've had 2 cautions so far in 20-ish laps of green flag racing. So, these drivers are starting to kind of know what they can and they can't do. And hopefully get some more green flag racing here at Talladega.
See, the lights on the pace car are off. It's still a long ways to go. We're about a third through this race. And see who can stay out of trouble. And being out front most likely will get you out of that trouble. See, that pace car makes that hard left down on a pit road. Marty Ray has to be patient. The start-finish line is at the end of the tri-oval. Marty Ray's on the gas. Green flag is in the air.
Yeah, great start for Marty Ray, but he doesn't have any help right now. So number 22, Don Flincham, looks like he's going to get some help from Adam Eisenhower on the outside line. Ray waiting for Chris Schieber to get up to him and give him a handful. The outside lane is moving, the inside lane does not. Here we go. Don Flincham, side by side for the lead, with a handful of help from Eisenhower. The only other truck on the outside line is Matthew Carrera. He's too far back to make a difference. Those drivers are clear. They're going to make their way. New drivers first and second place.
Yeah, I believe this is going to be Don Flincham's first lap led of this race, so he picks up some bonus points. See, no one's contesting the position right now. Single file, and that driver, the 99 Matthew Correa, is on that outside with no help.
Yeah, no help at all for Carrera. Almany side by side with Kyle Higdon. They had a little fumble and jumbling around, but they have maintained composure. Outside line looks to be Marty Ray, going to try to go with Schieber. Here comes Canny. They're going to try to make a move on the outside going into turn number 3. Are they going to be able to get to the outside? Yes, they have. Ray going to try to make a move to the front, because this is probably the worst position he's been in so far, was 3rd. But no help so far from Schieber. They broke apart. Other guys that are moving is Matthew Almany. He's got a lot of help from Johnson. They're going to make a big run, but it's going to be slowed up by the number 80 of Mark Canny. They're going to stay in line instead of forcing it 3 wide, which is a great idea so far, because we're only a third of the way through, Kevin.
Yeah, that outside line, Marty Ray really wants that lead back. Getting help from Chris Schieber. And there are a lot of drivers on that outside line. You see Matthew Almany. He's right back up into contention of this race after going a lap down. See, we have contact and caution is out.
Caution's out hard into the wall was Chris Schieber, driver number 46, who was trying to help out Ray. Oh.
See, we'll look on the replay here.
It looks like just got a little loose, Kevin, and made a very slight contact with Canny, but hard into the outside wall. Schieber to the back.
I really applaud the skill of Chris Schieber there, not going back down the track and ruining others people's races, and he takes this ultimate sacrifice, and he did get it into the wall, but not too much contact from the drivers who did make contact, so it shouldn't hinder their race too much as if he came back down on the track into the other drivers in this race. Don Flincham is in that lead position. I'm pretty sure we're going to see the drivers come down pit road. If all of them, not most of them. Fuel mileage could play a part in winning this race and getting some fuel. Even if you just take fuel top off, you know, no tires, and Don Flincham fakes it, and these drivers, some of them elect to stay out, most of them do. See, Mark Johnson is the first car to come down pit road, followed by Stephen Baird, Jeff Grosclose, PJ O'Leary, Chuck Barrett, and Chris Schieber. Obviously him. See, he doesn't have too much damage, but it's aerodynamics is really important, and if I don't know if I would want to use mine here or not. My fast repair, they get a brand new truck, so it's gonna be interesting to see what happens here and how this race plays out.
Yeah, a couple drivers are electing to stay out, and then a couple drivers elected to go down pit road. But Kyle Higdon, you're a lucky dog. That's gonna move him back onto the lead lap. So we will have 15 drivers on the lead lap.
See, 8 cars elected not to come down pit road. And we'll go through your field here. Don Flincham is your current leader. And in second, we got Marty Ray. In third, Adam Eisenhower. And in fourth, we got Dakota Sadalik. In fifth, Mark Canny. Sixth, Matthew Almani. Seventh, Matthew Correa. And in eighth, we got Jason Eisenhower. And in ninth, Jeff Grosclose. And rounding out your top 10 is Stephen Baird.
Chuck Barrett in the 11th position. Chris Schieber, who was on the outside. Well, when that accident happened, he is falling back to 12th, but he's going to be just fine. Mark Johnson, 13th. P.J. O'Leary, 14th. Rounding out the lead lap trucks, Kyle Higdon. Then we got Steven Besner, 1 lap down. And Danny Jones, 2 laps down.
See a couple of these drivers coming back down to pit road. Not sure if damage is getting fixed. But Stephen Baird, Chuck Barrett, and Steven Besner. Looks like the 78 of Stephen Baird, he's just topping off. And there's Steven Besner. And there's Chuck Barrett as well, in that 93 and 15th. See if we can get some weather up here. Track temperature is fixed weather. It's 78 degrees, and that track is pretty slick at 104 degrees. We got winds that are very calm, 2 miles an hour to the north. And you see the track facts here at Talladega, 2.653 miles. You know, Mr. France really wanted to build the track bigger and badder than Daytona, and they put it in the middle of nowhere in Talladega, Alabama. One thing I must say about this place, I hear they have some really banging parties. You know, the infield's very infamous for some of the parties that happen there. You know, Junior Nation is well represented at Talladega. I think maybe we might see him win a race at the end of the season there. I'm not a big Junior fan. I like Junior. I'm not saying I hate him or I like him. You know, I like the man. And it would be really, really cool to see him go out, you know, with the win at Talladega.
Man, everybody likes Dale Jr. Everybody.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to sound like, you know, I'm a Dale Jr. fan. You know, I'm not. But, you know, I love Dale Jr. Let's just put it that way. See, the lights on the pace car are off, which means we will be going green this time by.
All right, Marty Ray going to lead the outside line. The inside line will be led by Don Flincham, who will be the control car, the Ford FR500 Mustang. The pace car looking pretty good, Kevin. But it's going to make the hard left-hand turn, and let's hope that stays down there for a while. So it's all about this restart. Dakota going to be on the outside, looks to be, and then Adam Eisenhower on the inside. So that Ray's going to hope he gets some help from Eisenhower, and Ray, you know, he can draft very well. But that pace car going to make the hard left-hand turn. Kevin Trozinski, let's call, baby, to the start-finish line.
And there the pace car goes. Patiently waiting. Don Flincham is going to be on that pedal very shortly. Green flags in the air. We are back to racing. See that 80 car of Mark Haney did not get a great start. But I tell you, who did get a great start was that 24 and that outside line. See, Marty Ray, he's going to get the help from that 55 of Dakota Sadalik and that 24, Matthew Almani.
Yeah, Almani trying to catch up to him, but Don Flincham has a handful of Adam Eisenhower. Will Marty Ray be able to clear him? And if he does, will he slide down and take over the inside lead?
See that 55 closer to the bumper. Marty Ray looks to the inside. He had it cleared for a second, but I don't think he has it anymore. If he would have came down there, he would have been in the clear, but he thought wisely, staying on that outside and not leaving the driver on that outside up to dry.
Yeah, Ray trying to get to the help from Sadalik. Single file pretty much behind him. A couple trucks, too wide. But right now the leaders are going to battle side by side. Will Ray be able to clear him? Not quite. Not quite at all.
You just see how much two trucks work well together, but that third one, that 24, Matthew Almany, he's not up there, so it's going to be hard for that outside line to work unless if Adam Eisenhower backs off the 22 of Don Flincham.
We take a look at Almany right now, the 53 of Danny Jones, 46 of Chris Schieber, and then piloting the number 4, Mark Johnson. They're starting to get a line together to see if they can tow their way up to the front.
See some drivers trying to make it 3 wide here. The 46, 53, 99. The 4 car, Mark Johnson, giving that push to Chris Schieber, the 46. And the 80 car. Not sure what's going on with him, but he is looking come down a pit road. You see 3 wide going into turn 1.
3 wide on the outside is Chris Schieber. Almany side drafting off Carrera. But the Almany's got no help right now, Kevin. But the 46 of Schieber's got a handful of Mark Johnson. As they go 3 wide in the turn number 3, and they are moving. Going to get to the outside of Sadalik. Going to try to get to the outside of Ray. Side by side for 3rd position at the moment. Kind of losing a little bit of help. Sadalik gets back on the bumper of Marty Ray. 3 wide. Just for that little speck of cars right now, Kevin. And these guys are battling.
Yeah, very close there with Dakota Sadalik. He got offset from the bumper of Marty Ray, and that can mean trouble. And we are 3 wide for the lead here.
Oh, Eisenhower gets sideways. He collects it up. Another driver to the apron, the number 88 of P.J. O'Leary. That means Eisenhower's got to check him hard into the outside. He gets into the inside of Jeff Gross-Close, and contact made. Damage. Is he going to touch the inside wall? Yes, he does.
See, we'll go on board there with Eisenhower and see his trip from that incident. See, he gets on the apron here. Want to bring it back a little bit more, but couldn't quite get it. He tries to keep the momentum there coming out of the corner, but unfortunately he wasn't clear, and the driver to the outside of him did not give him any room, which he doesn't really have to, Avery.
No, not at all. He had it quite saved until he made contact with the number 15 of Jeff Gross-Close, who was running very well. And that really didn't stem from the 3 wide, Kevin. It just kind of got a little loose, and it worked his way to the apron and just checked up, but just didn't check up enough. That's our 4th caution of the day, Kevin.
Yeah, it's our 4th caution of the day, and we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Really enjoy dirt racing. Feels good to get in the car, and we have great cars and engines and things at KKR, so it's nice to drive a fast sprint car.
Couple of separate lines developing, 3 wide action on a turn 2. Craig Kinzer, Casey Kane, and Kieran Pittman going to get it.
I think the differences between NASCAR and the sprint races on dirt is just a much different mindset. The way you drive your cars, the setup, the feel you're looking for. I think one of the hardest things to tell as a fan is when you're watching a race, whether it's a NASCAR race, a dirt race, is just what's really going on in the car. With iRacing, you can get the way that the track's changing, which they've done a great job in how the track changes throughout the night or throughout the race, just to try to capture it and let the fans play it and realize, like, man, there's actually a lot going on, and you can't always see that when you watch a race. So I think it's pretty neat. It's enjoyable for me, but at the end of the day, it's actually much of a simulation, and there's a lot of ways that you can learn from that. And early on, it was neat to look at the Cup tracks that I was going to, places that I had never been. So I think it kind of gives you a head start leading into a weekend. It's pretty real life, and that's pretty neat.
The NASCAR Peak Anniversary Series, powered by iRacing, is the premier NASCAR esports series featuring the cars and tracks from the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. The 2016 campaign saw a return to the top of the mountain by Ray Alfalla as a 3-time NASCAR World Champion. The march to that championship was not easy, though, despite the fact that Ray Alfalla took home the most points in series history. It just also happened to be the tightest championship fight we had ever seen. These guys are set for the 2017 campaign, and as it has been for the 7 years prior, it is no longer going to be a straight shot to the championship. We are going to see the biggest change in this championship picture in series history, as for the first time ever, there will be a chase for the championship. We're going to go into the Homestead Miami Speedway at the end of the season with the 4 best oval sim racing drivers in the world absolutely tied in the championship. You just got to beat the other 3 guys out and you will become an official NASCAR champion. You're going to get yourself a NASCAR championship ring and, of course, $10,000. These are the iRacing Esport World Championships, the pinnacle of sim racing competition. You can catch it all season long, live coverage on iRacing.com/live.
Welcome back to the RSR Network and the Redline Racing League NASCAR trucks at Talladega. Every single driver except Chris Schieber came down pit road, and now he inherits the lead. See, the lights on the pace car are off, which means we are going to go green this time by as the drivers enter the backstretch.
Yep, taking that long pace down the back straightaway, 80 miles an hour, and they will be going a little bit faster. I mean, a lot faster once they go green. I've had some cautions tonight, so far, Kevin, but I think we're going to get a good green flag run here. These guys, trying to get that pit strategy going, and it's kind of know when they're going to pit.
Yeah, we've had 4 cautions for 14 laps. The fastest lap of the race has been run by Stephen Baird with a 48.399, and there has been 14 lead changes. I want to get a shout out to all the viewers watching here tonight. Thank you for joining us. And the pace car is going to make that hard left down the pit road. We will get you back to racing here at Talladega. See Chris Schieber on that inside. Green flags in the air. We are back to racing. Marty Ray got a great start as they are door to door as they go into turn 1.
Yeah, side drafting right now. Ray running on the outside line, trying to get some help from Albany. Satellite gonna try to get some help from, looks like Canny in the 80 there, Kevin, driving the pink Chevrolet. Got a little help, moves up to Schieber, but on the move is Albany. Is Ray going to be able to clear him? And if he does, will he go down? And there goes Albany, giving him a little bit bumper.
So he backs up a little bit and loses a lot of momentum. You see that inside line, Chris Schieber and company. As Schieber looks to the outside, he's going to bring Marty Ray up to his bumper. But I think that's some teammate work there, not sure. But that 55 of Dakota Sadalik, he's going to look to take advantage of that.
I'm not sure if that was teammate work, but we're 3 wide back with number 4. They go back to 2 wide. So we got double file, 3 trucks deep, then single file, and then a couple trucks on the outside. Sadalik leading the inside line. Slow truck, going down. That's number 53 of Danny Jones. He is slowing up. Back on the throttle. Not quite sure what happened there. He looks like he just kind of pulled off, Kevin. 2 laps down.
Yeah, maybe he just, felt uncomfortable running. Didn't want to ruin anybody else's races, so he he just backs out a little bit, or maybe he got a little loose and felt that the car isn't handling the way he wants right now. So the 22, Don Flincham, gets a little tight there. Almost got into that 4 car of Mark Johnson.
Oh, there goes Sheever back to the outside, going to hold up Almany. Almany going to give him a shot and said, I don't like that.
They are side by side. Some great racing here in Almany. Ooh, gets a little uneven there.
Yeah, he was trying to move to the outside or to the inside, trying to find the gap. Johnson going to try to help him, but Sheeber's running kind of high. Johnson to the inside, 3 wide for just a little bit. Johnson's going to move to the inside. Going to get a little help from P.J. O'Leary. Nope, back up to the middle.
You know, I know we've been green here for only a handful of laps from the restart, but I'm not wondering if the 24 car is suffering with some temperature damage. If he didn't get that fast repair, it could really hinder the ability of the engine to cool down if you do get damaged. So I think that's maybe the reasoning why behind of what just happened there.
Well, he did just make contact, though, with Chris Sheeber when Sheeber pulled up, and he just kind of kept going into him and said, knock, knock, don't do that, please. Looks like we're going to have a little 3 wide action. Sheeber getting a lot of help from Mark Johnson. To the outside of Kenny, running on the bottom is P.J. O'Leary. 3 wide from third, battling for third. Right now at third is going to be O'Leary. He's worked his way up from about mid to the end of the pack here, Kevin. So he's really working up, trying to clear over Sadler. If he can get clear, he might go to the high side, but right now he's not going to be able to get clear because Canny is giving him a little bump.
So he's still 3 wide here at Talladega, the Red Line Racing League. At 46 of Chris Sheeber, and the 4 of Mark Johnson, trying to make something work in that third line in the 80 car.
Oh, he gets into the left front of Chris Sheeber. I don't know if he knew Sheeber was there, but kind of just put him up into the wall, but still 3 wide for a little bit. So that's going to move Sheeber back, and that's going to move Canny back to looks to be 8th. Almany to his inside. Right now it's only Sadalek and Johnson, but they're quite a ways back. They're making a good run. Contact made, number 22. Makes contact with O'Leary, goes up into the 55 of Dakota Sadalek. Other drivers involved, number 15, 46, 93. Big junk here at this caution. Lap 44. The big one. Flincham, engine damage. Oh, engine damage to the 15.
See, Flincham gets turned there. Carnage just ensues. I think that was P.J. O'Leary who got a little contact with him, turning him around. You see multiple drivers involved in this wreck. See Jason Eisenhower, he's limping around. Chuck Barrett, Don Flincham, Chris Sheeber, Dakota Sadalek, Jeff Gross-Close, and Stephen Baird. I don't know if those 2 drivers right there on your screen were involved. They're not coming down pit road. They might have a little bit of damage, might have been involved, not sure. Marty Ray, he's gonna be looking down pit road this time.
Looks like Ray's gonna stay out. Drivers making their way down is P.J. O'Leary, Johnson, and Stephen Besner, Matthew Almany, Adam Eisenhower. Here comes Jason Eisenhower. He's gonna make his way down. Sure, Jeff Gross-Close is going to make his way. Stephen Baird. And then Don Flincham hasn't made his way to pit road yet with that damage. Dakota Sadalek. I mean, lot of problems there, Kevin.
Yeah, lots of problems, and the drivers who stayed out, the 65 Marty Ray, the 16 of Kyle Higdon, the 80 Mark Haney, and it looks like to be the 99 of Matthew Correa. And the first driver off pit road looks to be Stephen Baird. That's going to round out your top 5, and no, it looks like he got a speeding penalty, or maybe entering closed pits as drivers go around him. Steven Besner round out your top 5. See, looks like a lot of these drivers have their fast repair in hand. See, Don Flincham, he gets a brand new truck. It's like drivers who were involved. PJ O'Leary in the 88 finds himself in the back in 14th position after being in 2nd place, and the caution came out. So 46 laps have been completed here at the Red Line Racing League NASCAR trucks at Talladega. Stick around. We'll be right back after the short break, and we will bring you the completion of this race. Welcome back to the RSR Network, the Red Line Racing League NASCAR trucks at Talladega. We're set to go back to green flag racing as the lights on the pace car are off. See, Marty Ray is in that lead and starting In that second position on the outside is the 16 of Kyle Higdon. See a couple of these drivers we haven't seen up here in the front find themselves up in the front. We're getting down to the closing laps of this race. Going to be about 27 laps to go. See that pace car makes that hard left turn down a pit road. Green flag will be out short as a flagman waves it in the air. We are back to green flag racing.
Bad start on the outside. Contact was made. Looks to be, can't quite get a number on that, but the 80 at Mark Canny going to the apron, getting some back in line, but not a good restart for the outside line. Not a good restart at all.
Yeah, that was not a great restart, Avery, as there's a bit of a gap there from the lead pack as the 24 of Matthew Almany looks to the outside.
That was Stephen Besner who came down into Mark Candy and made contact, but Almany helped from Sadlick on the outside. Not a lot of help with Carrera. He's not really on Marty Ray at all.
See a couple of these drivers chilling out in the back. See that pack there? They're all spread out. And they're going to catch the pack quickly as a couple of the drivers seem to be slowing up a little bit. But not a whole lot here.
On lap 50 of 75, so we've reached the 2/3 mark here at the Talladega Superspeedway, the Red Line Racing League. And we're on the RSR Network. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to this great track. 2.66 miles. This is awesome. This is an awesome track, Kevin.
Yeah, it's the fastest track in the NASCAR circuit. See Dakota Sadlick getting a little squirrely there on the back bumper of the 24 of Matthew Almany.
Just trying to help out Almany get to the lead, but they're not quite able to make him clear yet. Almany is clear. Is he going to move down or is he going to stay with Sadlick? No, they're not clear. Canny moving up high in the 80. Sadlick giving him the bumper. Yeah, these guys aren't just giving him the little bump. They're giving the bump and shove, and that's going to shove Almany to the lead. 3 wide for a moment with the number 22, Don Flincham. Flincham going to now try to help out Sadlick, who helped Almany get to the front. Almany going to be your leader. Maybe. And what a run. What a run, Kevin, for Don Flincham. I'm sorry, Almany, for maybe jinxing you there, but you'll get one soon. 3 wide as they cross the start-finish line. Sadlick still out in front. Almany on the inside, Sadlick in the middle. Flincham with no help at all on the outside, and he is dropping back.
Yeah, the 80 car gave the 55 of Dakota Sadlick some hope there, but not quite to his bumpers. He is on the inside, and Dakota's a little bit on the outside, but he does have help as Don Flincham gains his momentum, trying to get back up to that bumper of the 55 Dakota Sadlick.
Yep, trying to help him out here. And Sadlick's been out in front, Kevin, almost his whole entire race as we complete lap number 52 as they're going through the tri-oval. Taking that long way down into the start-finish line where, unlike Daytona, like we said earlier, is right in the middle of the tri-oval.
See that 08 car of Stephen Besner. He's the other driver on this outside. Can't quite make it to the bottom. And I don't think he's catching that 22 and 55, so he's going to be dropping back here.
Double file for the top 4 positions, and we have a little double file With the number 16 on the inside is Steven Besner. Those guys are kind of wibble-wobbling around. Canny going to try to go to the outside, but no help there as Matthew Carrera is starting to catch up to him. Not sure if he's going to drop in line or if he's going to continue to fall back. Not going to drop in line. Carrera trying to get help from Higda, but not quite close enough. But Sadalik trying to get the lead as Almany led the last lap, but here comes Flincham, going to go to the outside, check up a little bit. Might have been getting a little toasty on that motor.
Let's see, looks like Don took 2 tires, or just fuel only. I believe he took 2 tires. He had a 10-second pit stop when he last came in, so his tires might be getting a little bit worn out, making that car a little bit tight, but it shouldn't be too much of a concern, as you can compensate that with turning the steering wheel a little bit more. Yeah, it's going to wear out the tires a little bit more, but we're getting to the closing laps here at Talladega on the Red Line Racing League.
Now we're getting there, Kevin. Lap 55 of 75, so it'll be 20 to go at the line.
See more drivers join that outside line. See the 80 car, Mark Canny, comes to the 8, and we have pit stops. Drivers coming down pit road.
Drivers coming down pit road include Marty Ray, Matthew Carrera, and Kyle Higdon. 3 trucks on pit road, so they're going to get out. Hopefully they're on the same time. Hopefully nobody sped coming in the pits. They're going to try to work together to gain as much time as they can, but back up to the front. We have single file for the first 4 positions, and then we have side-by-side action with the number 93, Chuck Barrett, and the Canadian Mark Canny. And we got Jason Eisenhower coming in hot. Canny's going to have to stay high. No, Eisenhower's going to let him back in single file all the way through the top 8. And here comes Almany on the outside. He's got a lot of help. That help is coming from Steven Besner. Almany able to get to the side of Don Flincham. Going to try to get up to Dakota Sadalik and try to get the lead.
See Marty Ray. He only took, he's going to be in trouble. He has no help. See, he had a 7-second pit stop. Probably elects to take fuel only, or in maybe two tires. But the drivers behind him, Matthew Correa in 14th and 15th, Kyle Higdon, they took 4 tires, and they're a little, you see the distance there between them, and so that's real tough break here for Marty Ray.
Definitely, but if Carrera and the number 16 of Kyle Higdon, if they can get together, they might be okay. But you know, they're going a lap down right now. As Flincham going to put both those trucks a lap down as they elect to go to the high lane to let the leaders go by. And that just means they're going to be able to catch up to Marty Ray, and that is not good for Marty Ray because he has got obviously no help, and these guys are gaining time on him because he's not in the tow.
Yeah, he's probably going about 180 miles an hour once his truck gets up to speed. And these drivers here in the pack here, they're going 200 miles an hour.
183 right now for Ray, and he's really just going to hope he can connect up with those guys.
Look like they almost got bunched up there, Matthew Almany, and the 08 of Steven Besner could have been trouble.
Ray going through the tri-oval, and then here comes Flincham coming through the tri-oval. Side-by-side action. Sadalik. No help from really either of those drivers. The trucks are not connected for the ones behind them. Sadalik going to lead that lap. Lap 59 of 75. The race is starting to get down to it. Drivers going to have to probably make one more pit stop, except for the 3 that just pitted. So be looking forward to a pit stop fairly soon.
Well, they are catching Marty Ray pretty quickly, but if some of these drivers will come down pit road, 3 wide here for the lead. See the 22, Don Flincham, the 55 Dakota Sadalik, and the 80 Mark Haney. Everyone keeps it straight, but Don Flincham in the lead. still 3 wide there.
Yep, 3 wide there. Satellite trying to get clear on Flinchum.
Oh!
Flinchum gets into contact with Satellite. Caney collected, 93 collected. Eisenhower just squirts his way through to the inside. Great driving by Jason Eisenhower to not get collected up in that yellow.
See, Dakota Satellite, we're going to go to the instant replay here. We're going to go on board here with Dakota. See, he's getting that run on the outside. Comes down a little bit. Looked like the contact with the 08 caused the 22 to get a little loose and got into the 55 of Dakota Satellite.
That was the 80 of Mark Caney. But you know who this helps out, Kevin? The guy who's been out in front almost this whole race, and that is Marty Ray, because these drivers are going to make their way down pit lane, and he will take over the lead since he was on the lead lap when the caution waved.
Now, he might elect to come down pit road. You know, it might be a little bit close for this race, Avery, but I might be wrong. I'm not really exactly sure how many laps they can get on a field run.
I think you try to time it to where you only need that one pit stop, so I mean, I'm assuming he'll be fine, but Satellite making his way down pit road. We'll see if he has a quick repair. And, oh, he misses his pit stall. Looks like to be no quick repair.
Smoke has stopped. Engine's off.
He still has that rear end damage. And there we go. Marty Ray making his way down pit road.
Yeah, he's going to get 4 fresh ones.
Here comes a bunch of drivers, Kevin. 93, 24. So Barrett, who was 2 laps down, he's kind of just making sure he gets in his spot. Almany, is he going to be able to get a good pit stop? The answer is yes. Overshoots the pit stop. That's Chris Schieber. That's going to put him towards the back of the pack. Besner coming out. Here comes
Eisenhower. Adam Eisenhower. He takes fuel only, or maybe some tires, and in second, right behind him is the 08, it's Steven Besner. So those drivers taking a gamble here. Gonna be out on old tires. Shouldn't hinder their handling too much.
But you need that track position here, Kevin. Definitely with just a short laps remaining, Kevin. So you need that track position to get a good spot for the run, because we're hoping this is going to be the final caution of the night. But you need a good track position here.
I think we're going to have 11 laps to go when we receive the green flag. So the hype around this race, it's going to come down to these last final laps. Intensity will be increased here at Talladega on the Red Line Racing League. See Adam Eisenhower out in front in first. And in second, the 22, Don Flinchum. The 24 of Matthew Almany. In fourth, Chris Schieber, the 46. Rounding out your top 5, the 4 of Mark Johnson. And in sixth, we have the 88 of PJ O'Leary. And all these drivers still have a chance to win this race. And in seventh, we have the 36 of Jason Eisenhower. In eighth, we got Mark Caney, the 80. And in ninth, guy who we've seen up in the front for majority of this race, the 65, Marty Ray. And rounding out your top 10, the 08, is Steven Besner. And the last car on the lead lap is going to be, in 11th place, the 99 of Matthew Correa. So drivers still on the track, a lap down. In 12th place, the 15 of Jeff Grossclose. And in 13th, the 16 of Kyle Higdon. And Dakota Sadek, he is on pit road. His day is done, I believe. He had a lot of damage to the engine. It's going to require at least 30 minutes.
Well, he was able to make his way around Kevin and come back in, so not quite sure what was the cause of that.
And in 15th, 2 laps down, the 93 of Chuck Barrett. You know, it's going to be interesting to see who plays what strategy. You know, it's anybody's race at this moment, but as Avery said, track position can be a key thing. You want to be out in the front, away from some trouble, but we've seen here tonight that trouble has indeed happened towards the front of this pack. So anything can happen. You got to have your head on a swivel and avoid any wrecks that may happen in front of you.
Yeah, you just need to be cautious, but you need to be aggressive. But you need to know when to be aggressive, Kevin. We're going to have some time, about 11 laps to go. So you got a couple laps to get yourself positioned, and then you kind of need to know what you kind of want to do, Kevin. But then, about halfway through this green flag run, they're going to have Kevin. They're going to have their bed laid, and they're just going to have to dig, and they're just going to have to do what they can do to get the best spot possible, to get the best finish, and hopefully the win for these drivers.
That's surely going to be an entertaining last 11 laps. Hopefully we can keep it clean and green, but who knows? If you want to win that race on that last lap, we've seen some things in the past that can turn somebody, but some drivers don't want to race like that way, so it's going to be very, very fun here, Avery.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty stoked. We're going to have a good time here at the Talladega Superspeedway. For sure.
See Adam Eisenhower. We'll see what kind of start he gets in that 22. Don Flincham, we've seen him up in the front, as well as Adam Eisenhower. Not quite up to the front like in the lead, but they've been right there in second place and third, so they might be playing the right strategy here. They're in the lead now, and that pace car is going to make that hard left down on a pit road.
He needs Almany to tighten up on him so he can get a good restart, but not really tight on the outside line. At least one truck length in between almost every truck on the outside line. Kevin?
The green flag is in the air. 11 laps to go here at Talladega. See that start? Don Flincham did not get the start he wanted. That 46 of Chris Schieber. As Flincham looks to the inside.
Big start for the number 15, Jeff Grossclose, as he went to the outside of Canny right after start-finish line. But he's a lap down. We have a lot of help from the outside. It looks to be Schieber going to get some help from Johnson. Those guys work together almost the whole race. And they're going to work their way around him. Is he going to be able to clear Eisenhower? Not quite. He is clear. Is he going to maintain that line? Johnson gives him a little bumper. No help on the inside line whatsoever. It's going to be 10 laps to go as they cross the start-finish line.
Yeah, we saw earlier there was some, not sure if there was contact, but a driver of the 08, Steven Besner, you saw up on the screen there momentarily. He got a little bit loose, and he is out of the draft in 11th place. It's going to be the last car on the lead lap. These drivers looking to get to the front.
Johnson tried to go up into O'Leary to slow him down, but O'Leary had to check up. Oh, what a run. Marty Ray's got a huge run on the inside of Canny. He's got a whole bumper full of Matthew Almany, but he's kind of stuck right now. Almany going to work together with Eisenhower. We have 5 trucks on the outside, 3 on the inside. They're going to do a little waggle the tail and waggle that dog up, and we'll go get rolling. Battling side-by-side action. Schieber is in the lead right now with help from the number 4. And then O'Leary going to try to help also on the outside line, but a gap to the number 15, who is currently 1 lap down.
See Chris Schieber getting a great push from that Ford truck of Mark Johnson. They don't pull down, they're working together.
Definitely. If I'm one of these drivers that aren't in the top 4 or the top drivers on the inside, is I want Marty Ray on my bumper pushing me to the lead. He's been out in front almost the whole race, so I wouldn't expect him. I expect him to get up there. I know he's kind of, closed up right now, Kevin, but he's good at this stuff.
All it takes is just a little momentum shift for that inside lane, and that outside lane loses a little bit. He can quickly pull up to the front, getting help from those drivers who made a mistake, but we'll see what happens here. 8 laps to go here at Talladega.
Yeah, 4 on the inside, 4 on the outside. Contact made. That's going to move the number 4 and Mark Johnson, PJ O'Leary up. But that's going to help the inside line. That's going to help. Adam Eisenhower. Really, he needed something like that. But Johnson back to the bumper of Schieber, and Marty Ray just sitting there waiting to make his move.
See 3 wide here. Albany hits the apron.
Johnson loses a couple positions there, and that's going to allow O'Leary. O'Leary going to look to the inside. Is he going to be able to get there? No, he's backing off to help out Schieber. Marty Ray, he's going to look to the middle if he can be able to clear him. Will he be able to clear him? Looks clear. He's not going to make that move quite yet. He's going to wait a little bit. So Albany helping out Eisenhower, needing that help to stay out in front. 4 on the inside, 4 on the outside, but the lead truck on the outside line is currently in 5th, looking right behind them. They are moving. Here, that pack is led by, looks to be Jason Eisenhower, with help from Carrera, with also help from Chuck Barrett. Those guys had a huge run coming. Oh, contact made. O'Leary gets into Mark Canny. Contact also gets into 46 of Schieber. The 4. The other Eisenhower, the number 99. Big crash coming out turn number 4, lap 68. We're going to have one final race start here in the Red Line Racing League. Contact was made there, Kevin. That's just unfortunate, but that's super speedway racing.
Yeah, a lot of drivers involved in that one. The 86 of Adam Eisenhower, 24 Matthew Albany, and the 65 Marty Ray escaped without incident.
The 93 also escaped. Great driving by the number 93 of Chuck Barrett. I know he's 2 laps down, but man, what a phenomenal job he did to get through that accident.
Yeah, it's going to be up to these drivers who are in the lead here. I'm pretty sure a lot of these other drivers have used their fast repair. It's going to take a miracle for a lot of these drivers to be competitive. See Jason Eisenhower up on the screen. His truck is smoking.
So Kevin, the trucks without major damage looks to be Adam Eisenhower, is currently your leader. Matthew Albany, Marty Ray. Dakota Sadlik's got damage. Carrera's got damage. Chuck Barrett does not have damage. So here comes Johnson as well. Canny coming in. O'Leary also coming in. Here comes Steven Besner. Don Flincham. Here comes Jason Eisenhower. Not sure how many of these trucks they'll have a quick repair. We started off with 2 quick repairs, Kevin.
So it looks like the 4 car. Mark Johnson, he looks good.
The 99 looks good. Here comes, looks to be Mark Canny. He looks like he's got a clean truck.
Eisenhower, Jason Eisenhower, he looks like he's good. Don Flincham, he has some damage.
Here comes, looks to be Steven Besner. He might have a little bit of damage. I know he's in some carnage earlier today, Kevin. But right now, the guys that are in the driver's seat, Kevin, are Adam Eisenhower and Matthew Albany. And, well, Mark Johnson as well. But really, Kevin, the guy I'm not counting out, though, is Marty Ray. Yes, he's leading, I guess, starting third, but he knows how to make it work, and he's going to have a handful of Eisenhower on the restart for the final time here at the Talladega Super Speedway. But do not count out Mark Johnson and Matthew Almany. They've been up front most of this race, and Johnson has been pretty much a truck that's been pushing a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be go time. I believe we're going to have about 3 laps to go when we receive the green flag. So anything that happens between that and the checkered flag, a caution comes out. The race winner will be the person in the league when the caution comes out. If the caution comes out. Hoping not for that, we want to see a great race here on the RSR Network, the Red Line Racing League, NASCAR Trucks at Talladega. Adam Eisenhower sitting in a great position. The lights on the pace car are still on, so we're going to have 2 laps to go when the green flag comes out.
Yep, 2 laps to go. That's going to allow the drivers to kind of settle in on the back straightaway to get a good run to the finish. You're going to want to get yourself in a good position when you can, Kevin, to be leading either the inside or the outside lane. You got to be leading those lines, and we're hoping to get the great finish like our fans watching us on the RSR Network deserve. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to another RSR Network live presentation of the Red Line Racing League here at the Talladega Super Speedway.
You know, it's going to be coming down to who gets the best restart. Adam Eisenhower is going to need a great push from that 65 from Marty Ray. If these two want to pull away, they're going to have to time that restart just right to get ahead of that 24 of Matthew Almany and 4 Mark Johnson. And that's going to be key to winning this race, I believe.
Yeah, definitely, Kevin. You really need to put yourself in a good situation. And the drivers that have done that are the top 4. I mean, you really need to be up there. We'll see if any drivers can make a move on the outside line that are kind of back there. Another driver to look for is Don Flincham, and then he's going to have, looks to be Jason Eisenhower. Might be on the outside. Not sure if there was any black flags. And it looks like the flag man has the 1 to go signal out here at the Talladega Super Speedway. The pace car lights are going to be vanishing for the rest of the night. Here we go, 1 to go at the Talladega Super Speedway. The final race start of the evening. This is for all the marbles.
Yeah, all the marbles you talk about. Hopefully we don't see any marbles on the track. Want to keep these trucks straight and have a great finish.
Yeah, these drivers are just patiently waiting to get through this final backstretch for this last restart. Just going to wait and wait and wait. The important thing is you need a good restart, Kevin. If you don't get a good restart with this short amount of time, your race is over. So Almany is going to need a lot of help from Mark Johnson. Eisenhower is going to need the help from Marty Ray. But will those drivers behind him try to make a move on the final lap? We're going to have to wait to find out as they go through turn number 3 for the final time pacing. This is going to be great, Kevin. This should be awesome. We got it all set up for the race that we're looking for, man.
Yeah, we've seen 7 cautions thus far, worth of 26 laps. Stephen Baird still holds the fastest lap of the race at the same time that we mentioned earlier. So 48.399, and there has been 26 lead changes. A lot of lead changes throughout this race. Cars battling side by side. And we're going to see some of that side-by-side racing here as we are set to go green. That pace car is going to make that hard left down onto pit road. And there she goes. Adam Eisenhower looks to restart this race here at Talladega.
About 2 truck lengths between the 4 and the 80.
See green flags in the air.
Look at Ray get on the loud pedal. Ray got onto the loud pedal. He's onto the bumper of Eisenhower. 2 laps to go here at the Talladega Superspeedway. Albany's trying to get help. Trying to get help from Johnson. Yeah, Flincham couldn't quite get the help. Whoa. Here comes Johnson to the inside. Not quite sure what he's trying to do. That's going to leave Albany all alone. But here comes the 99 of Matthew Carrera. Flincham falling back. So single file pretty much all the way except for Albany on the outside. That's going to put Eisenhower in the driver's seat. Is he going to block or is he going to try to hold up Marty Ray? I'm going to expect Marty Ray to go to the outside soon, Kevin.
I don't think he's going to do it just yet. You want to get that momentum coming out of turn 3 and 4, but he might have other plans. We'll see here.
He's got to go high when they make it. Mark Johnson, but white flag in the air. 1 to go here at the Talladega Superspeedway. Eisenhower going to lead the 1 to go. He's going to try to maintain the lead and take home the win. But Eisenhower, Ray, Johnson, Carrera, single file. Albany right behind him with Canny. They're going to try to work together. Here comes Johnson. He's looking to the outside. Carrera. So Johnson's going to go to the outside. He's hoping for Carrera to get up to him. But I don't think Carrera's got enough to get to him, but it's going to be close. Okay, we're waiting for Ray to move high. Marty Ray trying to is staying on the bottom. No help from Johnson. Johnson to the outside. Ray's going to stay behind. He's going to try to help out, pushing Adam Eisenhower. No help with Johnson, but it's side by side. Adam Eisenhower, the number 86, is going to make his way to victory lane to the first win of the Red Line Racing League. Marty Ray going to go second. Mark Johnson third. Matthew Carrera fourth. Albany going to round out the top 5, Kevin. Man, it wasn't the side-by-side finish we were looking for, but it was the green flag finish we were looking for.
Yeah, I expected Marty Ray there to make a move on the outside trying to win this race, but it looks like he wanted a helping hand, pushing the 86 of Adam Eisenhower to the victory here at Talladega Superspeedway.
Woo! Hot dog! Boom, boom, boom! What a race we had. You know, we had some more cautions we probably would have liked, but you know, Kevin, we had a good race. We had a good finish, and we have Adam Eisenhower winning the first race of the regular season here in the Red Line Racing League. Man, congrats to him. He ran a great race, worked his way up to the front when he needed to be there, and finished in the lead. What a job! Way to go, man! Proud of you.
Yeah, that was a great finish by the 86, getting that victory. See if we can get your final results. And in first, the 86 of Adam Eisenhower, and pushing him to that win. That 65, Marty Ray had a strong race all day. And in third, Mark Johnson, the number 4. In fourth, we got the 99 of Matthew Correa, rounding out your top 5 and fifth. 24, Matthew Albany. And in sixth, we got the 80 car of Mark Haney. And in seventh, the 08 of Steven Besner. In eighth, we got the 36 of Jason Eisenhower. In ninth, the 22 of Don Flincham. And rounding out your top 10, the 93 of Chuck Barrett. In 11th, the 55 Dakota Sadalik. And in 12th, PJ O'Leary, the 88. And in 13th, the 46 is Chris Schieber. In 14th, the 15th of Jeff Grossclose. In 15th, the 16 of Kyle Higdon. And in 16th, the 78 of Stephen Baird. And in 17th, the 53 of Danny Jones. And not completing a lap in this race, in 18th, did not make it onto the track, 11 of Frederick Hostsetter. And stick around, we'll be right back with some driver interviews. Welcome back to the RSR Network, the Redline Racing League, NASCAR Trucks at Talladega. We have your second place driver, the 65 of Marty Ray. Marty, how did your race go?
Oh, it was pretty crazy. I got the pole and I led quite a few laps, but then towards the end there, I got left out to dry. I went into pit. I had a pit by myself to get fuel, and when I came out, there was nobody there, so I fell behind, and then got lucky with that yellow and came back around and got myself back up there.
Yeah, you caught a break there, and you've been up in the front for the majority of the race, coming home in second. Did you, other than your pit stop there, how did you feel that the racing was?
Oh, there was a lot of competition out there. Those guys were pretty fast, and there was, a couple of times I think we had they went 3 wide there, and it got a little sticky, but everybody stayed pretty straight up in the front there. So a lot of competition, really tough race, but it was a lot of fun.
A solid night for Marty Ray here at Talladega Super Speedway. And before we send you off tonight, is there anyone you would like to thank?
I'd like to thank Jason Eisenhower and Adam and those guys in Redline Racing for putting this on for us. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to have this race, and it was a lot of fun.
All right, Marty. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. 10-4.
Marty Ray, everybody. See if we can get your winner up here. The 86 of Adam Eisenhower. This is KT up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do, KT.
You come home victorious here, the first race of the regular season. Tell me how you feel.
It feels great. Feels great to win. I need to thank Marty Ray. He was a big help there, pushing me along in that green-white checker.
Now, we noticed he didn't quite make a move there for the win. He stuck to your bumper there. If he had made a move to the outside there, would have blocked, or would you just let fate play and see how it plays out?
No, let fate play. I don't really believe in blocking. Marty's a pretty good friend down here of mine. I help him, he helps me, and just let it play how you want to play. I told him to go. I told him to see if he has somebody behind him who can push him, see what he can do. But he elected to hang there and push me to the finish.
You really haven't led a lot of the race. You've been sitting around, right behind the leaders there, just playing it safe. Didn't seem like you were comfortable leading this race, but towards that end there, you really showed up very dominant and then winning this race. But before we send you off tonight, is there anyone you would like to thank?
Yeah. Thank my sponsor, Widespread Panic. One of the top bands in the United States, going for over 30 years strong. And thank my buddies at home, Deke, Pete, Wes, everyone else. Doing a great job supporting me, helping me out.
All right, Adam. You go home victorious, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you.
That has been the race here at Talladega, the Redline Racing League. I'm your broadcaster, Kevin Trzynski. And alongside with me in the booth is Avery McDonald. Have a great night, everybody.
Night.
Introducing a whole new form of racing to the best online racing simulation in the world. This is Dirt Racing on iRacing.com. Race online at some of America's most legendary dirt tracks, including Eldora and Williams Grove. iRacing is the premier online racing game featuring NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, and now World of Outlaws, the leading sanctioning body for dirt racing. iRacing is easy to use and features a centralized ranking system to make sure you have the best experience at any skill level. With a massive inventory of high-precision laser scan tracks and cars with an unmatched dedication to quality and detail, iRacing gives you the most authentic online racing experience available. Thanks to iRacing's dynamic track system, developed specifically for dirt racing, tracks change over the course of a race, just like your favorite dirt track on a Friday or Saturday night. From a slick racing groove all the way up to the cushion, iRacing's dirt tracks deliver non-stop racing action. Partnered with the World of Outlaws, iRacing is your source for the most authentic dirt racing experience available, featuring 4 brand new tracks and 11 new cars, including street stocks, Legends cars, late models, NASCAR trucks, winged and non-winged sprint cars, with much more on the way. Join the Dirt Revolution on iRacing.com and start slinging mud today.